Hey folks, it's Robin Robbins here, founder of MSP Success Magazine, editor-in-chief, and I'm really excited because I'm here with Josh Peterson, who is head of product marketing for Malwarebytes, and we happen to be at my roadshow event, and we're talking about trends that are happening to MSPs. There's a lot going on, a lot of changes happening, and that's what we're going to be talking about here today. So I appreciate you being here, Josh. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. It's awesome to be here with you and looking forward to talking about MDR and the changes coming for our MSPs these days.
Yeah, so I know in a minute I want to talk because we are, I think it's you, but I also think, I agree with this, is that we think that if an MSP is not offering 24/7 endpoint protection within the next 18 months, they could very well find themselves behind the curve, losing customers, losing business. This is a real trend that's actually going on. So I'm going to ask you about that in a minute. But before that, just so everyone knows, tell me about Malwarebytes. What do you guys do?
Absolutely. So Malwarebytes has been a household name in cybersecurity for a long time. Many MSPs have used Malwarebytes to, do the basic scan, detect, but also remediate. And Malwarebytes has been known for a long time for remediating all the stuff, the bad stuff that a lot of the other vendors in the space don't. Now, we also have an MSP program. We have our OneView MSP security platform, multi-tenant, allows for endpoint security management across customer sites, policies, configurations, all the automations MSPs need to provide great endpoint security very cleanly and routinely. And now, we're adding on top of that the concept of MDR, this 24/7, advanced analysts, securing customer endpoints on behalf of the MSPs.
Okay, so we know that cybersecurity is not slowing down. The criminals are getting more aggressive, the attacks more frequent. We know that there's more regulatory compliance coming on board with, and we also know that insurance companies are now tightening their requirements. And so we're seeing even insurance companies coming in to compete with MSPs. That's another trend. So there's a lot of this that's bubbling up that is causing the marketplace, your customers are going to start coming to you saying, hey, are you doing everything you need to do for us from a security? So you're saying 18 months, you think that a lot of MSPs really are risk losing those customers. Why are you saying that? What are you seeing?
100%. So another challenge for MSPs is to understand what cyber insurance means to their customer and them. One big piece of that is the auditing and reporting after a breach happens, right? And a lot of MSPs aren't set up today to have great reporting, to track cases that have came up with their customers so that they can then show a cyber insurance company, hey, here's all the stuff that happened, here's what we did, and yes, we are compliant with your expectations, right? And so that's a huge need that MSPs are facing today, and that's part of what I'll talk about here in a moment. That MDR aspect is that when cases are opened, when their breaches happen, the MDR solution will track those and then provide those as a historic look back to be able to chronicle the details of these events afterwards for these compliance and reporting needs.
Yeah, because there's going to be an investigation. If a client gets breached, the insurance company, you don't call the ring insurance, hello insurance company, we got breached, can you send the money? And they go, yeah, sure. And they the check shows up. There's they have to do an investigation. They have to find out what's gone on, what the losses were. And that's part of what you're talking about, what your Malwarebytes will help with as far as the solution you're offering.
100%. So while the core MDR offering is, as everybody knows, that 24/7, 365 coverage, which is really nice because which MSP in the world wants to be monitoring endpoints on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve? Nobody, right? And so that's
they don't have the staff for it. They don't want to do it.
100%. And so that's what the MDR delivery service does. By tier 2 and tier 3 analysts, people who've based their decades of careers on cybersecurity, seasoned vets who can quickly look at the root cause analysis of issues, pinpoint a solution, and go make a fix, right? And then work with the MSP. There's collaborative models where together as the MDR provider team and the MSP can remediate, or the MDR team can do it on your behalf, depending on what you like. But then after all of that, every step of that sequence is tracked in a case, which then goes into right, and so then the MSP can pull that up if ever needed or ever demanded by the cyber insurance to be able to basically look back and show what they did.
Good. Now, I know there's a lot of cyber tools out there, MDR. I mean, the MSPs are awash in it, and I think I'm pretty excited. I know you guys have a buyer's guide, I think it is. So talk about, if someone wants to learn more about Malwarebytes and just kind of what's going on. I know you wrote a really good report on this. Talk about that and where they can get it.
Yeah, so another big challenge that MSPs have, so many, is evaluating new vendors. MSPs are really busy, and there's a lot of vendors in the space, right? And so MDR is not super well known by all MSPs, so there's still a lot of question marks of like, what does it mean to me in my MSP business, right? And so the MDR Buyers Guide we've created is basically just that. It's about 10 different areas and considerations to look at when you go to speak with an MDR provider, and just ask the right questions. Everything from the technology they use to the humans who will be awake at midnight on Christmas Eve looking at your customer endpoints. What are those folks like? The playbooks they use to respond, and then of course the case tracking. So what are the details of the events that the MDR service tracks so that you can pull those back out if needed for a cyber insurance need.
So there's a great report. Where do they go to get it?
So malwarebytes.com/Robin, and you can download the ebook, take a look at it, and boy, just I'm so happy with this ebook because we've already rolled it out to a lot of MSPs. So just like, hey, thanks. Here's a great piece of information that is helping them navigate their journey to moving towards MDR.
Okay, so malwarebytes.com/Robin, such a good word, ROBIN, not the Y, right? Old school. And download that report. Josh, thank you so much for being here today.
Robin, thank you for having me.
All right.